Hi everyone, Emma here. I have some lovely components from Michaels and I wanted to make a multi-strand bracelet with a bit of a twist. So let's take a look at what I have and get started. So I have some chain. So one of the strands is going to be a strand of chain. The way the bracelet works is you have, instead of like one full strand for the whole bracelet, you split it in two. So you do, say, these large beads on the one side. Let me adjust my camera here. So you do the one side with a large bead, and then you connect it with some type of closed jump ring or connector, stuff like that. And then you add multiple strands on the other side. So that's what we're going to do. So we have these lovely beads. These came from Bead Box Bargain. I bought a bunch of these. These are my favorite. They're like a twisted cathedral bead. They're so gorgeous. So I put out two things. There's a heart one. Now these are like beads in a sense. You can put string stuff inside as well, like these oval ones. But I think I'm going to use these as connectors, and I haven't decided if I'm using a heart or an oval, so that's why I put both of them out. And then I have two other strands that kind of match the colors. So these are 4mm melons with some gold finish. And these are all check glass beads, and then some turquoise faceted rondelles. And I have a clasp, and you can use any type of clasp with this. I'm kind of on a kick with these guys right now, so I like the big chunky look to them. I have some daisy spacers. I also have some metallic large, I think these are 6mm metal beads, and they're melon beads as well. And then I have a charm that I got from the Northern Bead Company. I think this is a tiara cast heart charm with flowers in it. It's kind of got this antique look to it. So I'm going to attach that to whatever connector I end up using. And we're going to use a strand. So we're going to use a strand of these, a strand of these, and a strand of these for one side, and then this for the other side. So let's think. Let's start with the chain here. Let's cut this and get a piece of chain out. This is lovely chain I got from Michaels on their last 50% off sale. Let me see if I can cut this. Hopefully I don't damage my scissors. There's like a piece of twist tie here. Oh, I guess not. It was just a piece of plastic. Okay. So for measurements, this is the tricky part. It's going to depend on your wrist size, the size of your bead. The bigger your bead, the more length you need. So just remember that, because when you measure, you're measuring the inside diameter of your beads. So if the beads are bigger, you need more length. Okay, so you know what, just for this sake here, since I have this strand out, I'm definitely not going to use that much, maybe about this much, but I'm going to go ahead and clip this anyway. Let me see where they connect. You know what, we can open it so we don't have to clip it. Let me get my tools. Let me enlarge this a bit for you. And my other one here. I'll just open that and unhook. Take that off there. Okay, so we'll set that aside. We'll hang on to this one in case we need it. So in the meantime, we have our piece of chain, that. So now we have to decide. I wonder if we use the heart, since we have a heart, or if that's too much. Yeah, I think it is. So we'll save that for another bracelet. So we'll use one of these. Let's take this off. Cut this one. And pull one of those off. We'll set those aside. So there we have that piece. I am going to use some of these on each end of at least the large beads, because I really like accenting it with the silver. I'm going to cut this and I think we'll get started on this one, the strand, because this one's in my opinion, the focal. Can you tell? Because I love this one. Where's my nippers here? So, oh, it's hard to find a spot. I don't want to scratch up my beads. I'm just clipping that off. Just be careful you don't scratch your beads. So I'm not going to use all of these. I think let's take most of them off except for 4, and we might add to our strand. So let's move these guys up a bit. We'll work right here. Now we have to decide, do we want to just string these side by side without a spacer? So you know what, I have a head pin. Let me put it on a head pin to get an idea what it looks like with a spacer. That's kind of my little trick, yeah, I don't know that I like that spacer on there. So I think for now we will just string it. So I have some Beading 7-strand beading wire. We will cut. Let's cut a few lengths here. They don't need to be that long, but you know what? I like to have a little more to play with in case, who knows, in case something. And now that I bought this big, huge spool, I don't have to worry too much. So that's, yeah, I think that's enough. Let's put this guy away. And I have some crimp tubes. These I got from Beading too. They were like a wholesale price, so you get like a whole bunch for a really good price. So that was cool. So I think what I'm going to do is attach it first, and then, so I'm just going to add, where am I here? My jump ring, and put it through here, put it back through. And I'm just going to pull it this way because I really don't need that much, like that. Let me enlarge this for you. So I just put my tube on. I leave a fair amount here so that it moves around. These clasps have a wide area here, and if you cinch it too tight, it ends up getting hooked on the side. So let's crimp this. I have my magic crimp tools, and I'm going to use this one here to start with. Put it in there and crimp it down. And that's what it looks like. Then we turn it 90 degrees and bring it through the first one, and that's going to fold it over. Okay, I need to adjust my hands here. That. Fold it over. And you can see how that folds it nicely, and it looks really nice. So this is, you know, I used to use crappy crimp tubes, and I'm just going to clip this. This is not going anywhere, so I can clip it right at the end. And there we go. All set. Now we can string on these beautiful cathedral. So we'll start with one of these silver beads. Yeah, I used to use really inexpensive crimp tubes, and it was not pretty, and it was really a mess. This one, at least, so here's the other thing with this. I love these beads. Look at how big the holes are. So it will slide right over the crimp to cover it. But you know what? The crimp is so nice and neat that it's fine even if it shows. So put that on. And we're just going to go ahead and string these guys. So take a look. There, it's already starting to look beautiful. There. Oh, these are lovely. They've got that gorgeous patina around the edges. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So you can see it's about half your wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I think we will take one off because I do think it might be too big. Now I'm kind of eyeballing it for my wrist, which is super tiny, and I want to make this into a 7.5 inch. So, but I still think these are so big. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at 6. Let's add another one of these metallic melon beads, like that. And now we need to add this to our connector. You can add it this way and actually put it through the hole, or just, I think I'm gonna put it on either side here. You can always add something inside later if you wanted to. So we need a crimp tube and put our connector, and then so you can see I have a ton of wire left. Don't need that much. Down to there and pull that. And again, because that's thick, you want to make sure you leave some space there. Now I have seen some of these done like this, and they put seed beads around that piece of wire to go around, which looks really cool. Now what you would have to do is probably do this side first if you were going to put seed beads along these wires. It's just easier to manage. Okay, so it's a bit tighter. That, and we're going to crimp this. Okay, in the last spot like that. Crimp that way. Then go to the first spot and fold it over that. And make sure everything's in there good. And now we can clip this. That, you know what, that sounded like a transformer blowing. We're in a bit of a heat wave. I'm having a hard time. These are new clippers, and I find that the front part doesn't like cutting these, the beading wire. Okay. That's sticking out. There. So this is the first piece. There you go. Okay, so let's start stringing the other side. That piece of wire. And we are going to attach it to the connector. I'm going to attach it to this side. It doesn't matter, it'll probably move over, so it's not a big deal. Oh, pulled it too much. That happens. I'm just going to slide the tube over. There, like that. And this looks like it's crossed over. To about there. And try and hold it so it doesn't, there, cross over. Get the crimping tool. There. And that's moved, so make sure we pull it a bit. And down we go. Move to the first one and close. Oh, that slid out. There we go. Now we can clip this. Okay, so now, oh, we can also add our chain. We'll add our chain last. Let's do this strand first. Put those on there. Now, these could have, you know what, I have some smaller ones of these that I could put. It would match these, or we could continue with the large ones. Let me see what that looks like. That's not too bad. I need more variation in these guys. I'm trying to think what else I have that I can put on there. Let's just continue with this one. Now let's take a look and see if we want to put spacers in here. Oh, actually that's pretty. Okay. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Look at that. Okay, so now this is where we're going to have to pay attention to the size. Because then we can, you know, play off of everything else, because this is the next largest size bead. The other ones will go with it, but we'll will match to this strand. Okay, so if you look on my wrist, this is almost done. That's how small my wrist is, but we have the mandrel here. Let's take a look. So I'll put it, I want it 7.5. So if we set it over top, so that's about, that's a little more than halfway. So okay, we'll just keep measuring as we go. That's the best way to do. And you know what? I looked for a long time for a mandrel. The prices vary. You can get them on Amazon. The different bead stores sell them. So I think I did manage to get mine on Amazon, but I did a lot of research for the price. And I can't remember if these were measured or not. Or if, I mean, I wrote the numbers in myself, but I think they had, yeah, I don't know. I must have measured it accordingly. Let's get these guys on. That's looking pretty. Okay, we need a spacer. It's hot today. Now I'm recording these videos ahead of time, so it's the Wednesday before the garage sale, so you have an idea when I'm doing this. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm having left hand surgery. So I already had right hand surgery, and I'm having left hand surgery in a few weeks, so I needed to do up a bunch of videos ahead of time. And I have a ton of ideas, and it's kind of a good thing that I do this. I think I might continue doing something like this in the future, because I have tons of ideas and I never get to them because I have too many. So this is where we're at. So this will connect to this. So that looks, to me, just by eyeballing it, it looks about 7. So I may need to add more. Let's take a look. Look at the mandrel. I'm gonna slide this over the top here. Okay. Yeah, actually, that was pretty close. 7.5. We only need one more bead, I think. So we'll slide this silver one off, add a daisy spacer, and one more turquoise bead, rondelle, and this melon bead. There we go. And we need a crimp tube. That. And we're going to use the other piece of the closure. Go through here and pop it through your crimp tube. As you can see, I have way too much wire, but I'd rather have lots than not enough. Okay, done. Get a crimp tool. I'll hold it this way and put it in the third spot. Crimp down. go to the first one, turn it 90 degrees, and that didn't work on this one. Huh. Sometimes it doesn't fold properly. Let's make sure that's on there good now. Yeah, it looks like both pieces of wire ended up in the same hole. So let me just make sure that that's crimped all the way. There. Yep. Okay, now we can cut this off. And so you could actually finish this now like that, but definitely looks awesome with the multiple strands. So let's grab another strand, take a crimp tube like that. You know, one of the things I thought of doing, I have a bunch of different beads like this that I got from Peggy at Buy the Beads. And I thought, you know, I should do a whole bunch of these up like this and then just put them in a pile and put them together as bracelets and try that. So I might do that still. So this is going to go on the same side as these little ones. So we're going to use the small side for the multiple strands. Pull it through, pull everything through, bring it to about there, and get our crimp tool and pop it down. Then go to the first one, turn it 90 degrees, and fold it over. Awesome. And clip this end. That. Okay, so I think we're going to put another of these big silver beads. I'm pausing because I think it might be too big for what we're doing. But you know what? I think we're going to keep it going the way we did. Oh, that works. I might just slide off the amount that I like, measure it next to this one. So to there. See if that works. And try and decide if we want to add some daisy spacers to this one. The daisy space, these are so tiny, the daisy spacers might look too big. Let me see how this looks together. Yeah, I don't like, I think it's, I feel like I have a bit of an eye for how things look. I'm an artist, I do a lot of portraits, so I haven't studied art, just my own kind of research, but definitely have a knack for putting together colors and different metallics and whatnot. So yeah, that looks a lot better just like that. I think it would look nicer with some different beads here, but again, you know, you're going down a rabbit hole when you start looking online for matches to everything. Like I would even say, because this has gold patina on this bead, that maybe I should be using gold next to it. I don't have any that color, that small. So I could go to AliExpress and order more, and I have done that in the past. But I think it's time to quit spending. I don't know, what do you guys think? There, so that's pretty much the same size. Now we have to remember though that when you do this, you need more. So actually, let's put it like it's on your wrist. So we are going to need more. Do you see what happens? So even if this strand fell exactly below this one or next to it, you'd still need a few more. So let's add at least 2 more. See where it takes us. And it's no big deal if it's slightly bigger. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Then one of these big silver ones. And we need a crimp tube. That. And we're going through the same hole here. Through your clasp. And then your tail. That. Go through the third one here. And then turn it 90 degrees and in the first hole. Fold it over. And that's in there. Pretty good. Pull it off there. And the bead will slide over. So there, so far, this is what we have. Lovely. Again, you could finish here, but I want to add some chain to just bring that silver color all together throughout the bracelet. So we'll just add one side here, like this. So we're gonna add that there. Oh, I cut it already. Forgot. So I did leave a loop here. We could add that back on. But we do need a big jump ring for that. So let's get so these are silver plated jump rings I got from Kathy at the beading store. So let's use those. Now, are these open or closed? Yeah, they're open. Good, good, good. So we just need 2. This, we'll just leave that link. Use it in another bracelet. We need that. Let's grab this guy and open it up. Put our chain on that and put it on there. the connector. Then we'll get the side. This actually, I should have remeasured it here. I think if it's a little bit long, it'll be fine. Chain on, and then go through this same loop that we put the other side. Just to make sure that they're not crossing over there. Make sure that's closed there. And look at that. That is lovely. Okay, so we need to add our heart. So yeah, you can see it is a bit long. But it kind of goes, so here's what it looks like on. Yeah, you know what, we need to shorten that. It's a little too long. Which is the easiest? I think this would probably be the easiest way. I think we need to take 3 off. Are we? Oh. I think that ended up being 4, but that's fine because it was quite a bit longer. Grab our jump ring again and grab the end here. And that back on. No, it's wrong. Need it to sit on that side. Okay, let's take a look. That's better. Flip that way. These are all, we did put them on correctly. Okay. Here, this goes this way here. That's better. Ta-da. Okay, let's get the heart. That. And a jump ring. And oh, this is lovely, this heart. So, I wonder, no, I'm just going to loop it on. I was going to say put it through that hole, but we'll leave that hole because we could always put something in there. Oh, that's so pretty. That turned out really nice. Look at that. There we go. How lovely is that? Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you make some of these bracelets, you'll have to go to the Facebook group called the Bracelet Workshop and post your pictures. I want to see what everybody's making. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.